Hello, everyone of Craftocracy. I am Silence or CiCi. You know me by a few things now. I wanted to bring up the two responses that I have gotten so far from Lemon Shark and Saucedude. Saucedude, I want to let you know I appreciate your response and the positive outlook that you had towards me and my party. I understand that you do not make alliances, and that you simply just have people that you like on the server to make deals with and hang around. So I can respect your opinion, and I'll make sure that gonna state it openly. SSI does not have an alliance with Saucedude. Just a few of us on SSI are friends with Saucedude, allowing us to have a connection. So thank you for your response, Saucedude. I want to say your bird is really cool, and I appreciate you keeping a nice and respectful tone. Unlike our other speaker, the other runner-up, Lemon Shark, who frankly needs this. This, let me just scale it up so you can see it a little further. This is a hearing aid, okay? This is used for the impaired of hearing, like myself. I don't use one, but I do have damaged ears, and I do struggle to hear things. So, let me just offer you up. So these right here go for 49.99. They are meant for more of elderly, and they have a sleek and comfortable fit. Now, I just wanted to mention, since you don't know how to listen to someone else's speech and listen properly, you should know that I multiple times during my statement mentioned, hey, I just only assume that you're a joke party based around your name. The coolest party isn't something I can take really seriously when we have had other joke parties such as the FMDR party, which was literally and formally meant to be a joke party. It was a joke for fun that Pentagon put together before he made his legitimate party Reaper MC. On top of that, your member, both of you, have only just come back now, and yet you seem to think that you have such great insight on the server and everything that goes on. Frankly, I've never heard of you in my life. Before that speech, and before even knowing about your party, I would have had no idea who you are. In fact, I did not know who you were. You were some random person that was brought up to me by Gail one day when I was asking about what the party was, and that was simply it. I even knew about X-Boy before you, because he joined once a very long time ago. And now that you two have rejoined the server formally and became active again, you believe that you have some status quo above other party members, such as myself, due to getting slight criticism and a ask that you do not disrupt the election with your annoying and egregiously rude attitude, I can tell. Now, let's bring up how you're acting. First of all, you go and insult my party and then purposefully call us prideful in a sense with how you're speaking, then say on top of that that your building is going to be so much better than ours. That is a form of pride, by the way. You are so prideful in yourself that you can't even object to anyone else being better at you. So you say, oh, just wait until my build is ready. Frankly, no one cares. That's the funny thing. I don't care. I really don't. The thing is, the only reason I'm responding to this is because I want to call you out on it. I have not seen your building, what you're capable of, and I have no idea who you are. Which is funny, considering you believe you're some postal person on the server, yet you left after one drama, and I don't know the severity of it, but you still left after one drama, and I've never heard of you in my entire life. You have not been active on the server. You did leave, and you got vice president on one server, which frankly you probably didn't do shit for. Because for 4 elections now, or three and one that's upcoming, getting vice president is as easy as having someone pick you and a couple people voting on it. And most of the time, people aren't going to care who you pick as vice president. Because the vice president's only job, really, is to take place after you if you get removed. There's no potential. That is the only case. So, yeah, I don't know what happened, and I'm not going to comment on it, and it does not matter. But still, becoming a vice president um does not mean anything. I could become a vice president with doing zero work whatsoever. I can have General run this entire thing if I just so chose to. If I dropped out and allowed General to run as SSI primary, and just asked them, hey, make me vice president, it would be as easy as sending Gail a couple DMs. And that's the really sad thing. The fact that you're holding over something that is so low above your head and keeping it as a status quo is kind of pathetic. Along with the fact that you choose to blatantly insult me multiple times, which in fact check, you're wrong in a lot of circumstances. You say a lot of the ideas I've come up with and implemented to my party with my own policies aren't my own. Yet, first of all, you have no idea on the inner workings of SSI, and any that you do were from Gail, who is no longer in the party. Meaning that she has no proper insight on how things are running other than things I purposely tell her, and there are things I don't tell her as well. My task system was an original idea created by me. I, whatever, Gail, I don't care. The thing with the task system is it was created something by me. It was my creation. And sure, it's a common creation, but I did not take that idea off of anyone else. I put up my idea and I put it fair and square. I created it, I set it to system, and I took a great job taking care of it while it was active. During its test run, it was a greatly successful system that you have no idea how it even worked. And you simply say all of these lies, and then guess what? You call me a liar, and a lot of people in SSI liars. Yeah, I told my little fib at my first speech. I mentioned how Jem and I had an SSI ABC alliance. And I also put out voter fraud. The thing is, I already know the APC and SSI thing was a lie created by me. The voter fraud was a genuine concern I had. Whilst it wasn't serious, it was more of a joking concern that I had as a character. Simply, you don't know how to pick up on that either. So, just to stay back on it, do you have any proof on where you get the term liar from? Other than one instance, which I already admitted my faults, and you still continue to drag on due to not having any other substantial proof against me. It's kind of pathetic on how you're acting with the whole situation, I really have to say, and extremely immature. I get that I did make some slight insult to your party, and I didn't mean it in that way in any regard. It was simply basic criticism that I'd rather see your party advance more and see how you are as a party before I decide if you're actually a serious party or not. The coolest party, while it is your party, is not a serious sounding party. You hear the Armored Party of Craftocracy, Sky Shatter Incorporated or Industries, and Reform MC. Those all sound like party names to me. The coolest party sounds more similar to Fortnite Battle Royale Party, which, frankly, I feel like some other people would agree with me on that statement. Um, Moving on. I also wanted to mention that you say that we're all from MBF, who is a quote unquote terrible party. First of all, fuck you. I don't know anything about MBF. I was simply invited to the server in the hopes I would join MBF. There is no other statement or anything about MBF that I know about. I simply had a connection with Fox, who was a long-term friend of mine, and they asked me to join their party. And you want to know what I did? I immediately made SSI. And not in any disrespect for MBF or Fox, I just won my own party. I have no relations with MBF. I had relations with one member who is no longer here, and then I have relations with Fox. Those are the only two people that I know. I don't have I don't know anything else about the party. I don't know who the leader was. I don't know how it functioned. I arrived here under one of the members in the hope I would join, and yet I didn't. And then I took in the members from MBF. So if you're saying I come from the blood of MBF, you're plainly wrong. And frankly, I find you to be idiotic. Such a stupid statement shouldn't be put onto live television where everyone can see, where you make a fool of yourself. And it's honestly discouraging due to me having some hope in your party that maybe it just wasn't a joke. But obviously, even if you're taking it seriously, you're obviously showing yourself that you are a joke to all members of Craftocracy by immediately backlashing at every single person on the server, and especially me, simply due to your own reasonings and wants. It's plainly childish, immature, and idiotic. And now I'm making my own response to your baby fucking fight. In fact, I've done an entire rebrand that I've thought about this so much. The whole bunny. Now, back to business. Shut up, Gail. I can see you in the chat. You're saying the bunny is gay as hell? Well, I see my bunny's innovative. I'm innovative. Unlike the coolest party, who still, I really can't get over it, called all these names and lies out to SSI, didn't have a word for anyone else. It just seems like they're jumping back onto the jumping train of, oh, let's hate on SSI. And whilst Pentagonal is in the stage right now, I really hope that he took to the heart that I had good intentions for talking to him, or about his party, that these were genuine concerns that I wanted to see, that these are things that I noticed, and I do look when I do listen to his speech tomorrow morning, that it wasn't constant backlash and arguing back with me. Because plainly, I do have hope in Pentagonal that he can change to a more standard procedure where it isn't just bickering and slander onto another party. And frankly, I would not only be ashamed, but I would be upset to see if that's wrong and if my assumption is incorrect, due to the high hopes that I have for him. Now, back to what I was back to the main topic of Lemon. It's plainly stupid that you believe that you were able to come in here and dismiss everything I've done, make your own drama based off of it, lie in straight to everyone's face about my party, and call us liars, call us prideful about our builds, and then act prideful about your own builds, which haven't even been made yet. You speak some big words for someone nobody knows. I do not trust your party to run anything on Craftocracy based off that engagement. It was plainly immature. You are immature. You are rude. You caused a issue on purpose. I was not planning on making this speech until I saw yours. It offended me that much that you believe that you were able to come in here and say all of these dismissive and oppressive things about my party, yet you haven't even been here in weeks, in months. You have gotten even other party members in my party pissed off at you for just how wrong you were and how immature you're acting. It is simply and abhorrently stupid on how you're acting. Even Pentagonal, who has made some extremely rude statements and petty decisions in his own party, has the goal and proper thinking to believe, yeah, maybe SSI can get some criticism out of this and give genuine criticism and speak with me on a constant basis on how I can improve. And I respect him for as a party leader for that. I can think Gem, even though their entire party was against me, they're at least able to change and help us in the election just a little bit, pushing past the boundary of we just dislike you into a formerly more stable alliance that it was at that point. And I can thank Jem for working with me instead of immediately calling backlash on something that I've been quite nice about. And whilst my what I do have to say is harsh, I admittedly said multiple times, I believe twice. Maybe I'm wrong about that. You can fact check me later if I didn't say it twice, but I did at least mention once. And you can even check in my Discord bio. I am harsh. I am a harsh person. And if I have criticisms, I will not be afraid to push them out and tell you about them. And frankly, all the criticisms I have today are valid. And I feel like any other party leader would be able to discuss with on those that how you acted during this during that entire speech was rude and I hate to keep saying it. I really hate to keep saying it, but you are immature. Your speech was immature. How you acted was immature, and yet you still act prideful, and then call us out for being prideful. You see, we have proper pride in our builds. All of this at SSI, which mainly I wanted to say you haven't even seen, and yet you still dismiss, is made by just a few people just here at this base. Don't even get me started on General and their entire ideologies at Spawn. The shopping mall that they're currently working on, all SSI work technically. Funded by SSI as well, by the way. Spoken with, everything. We didn't do all of that, but we did a lot of it. And I helped General a lot, and it was one of the main reasons that they joined the party. I funded the apartment buildings. I funded them pretty heavily too, actually, for a time. And yeah, the thing about that is you still just I don't know what's wrong with you, but you still just I hate to say it, but you're a hypocrite. You're really a hypocrite. You lie about others and you call us liars. You call us prideful, and yet your own pride is right there. You can't even come over to the SSI base, which is public information, by the way. We are not far from Spawn. We are right next to a very popular base that has been here for a very long time. So, seriously, if you're that stupid to call us out over something that you can't even handle personally, I don't think you're fit to run the server. I don't think you ever will be. To Pentagonal, Gem, General, all of you, I really thank you for being party leaders, and I hope that anything that you have to say was kind, or at least constructive, and that you did listen to what I had to say, unlike Lemon, who immediately went on the offensive. Um, Specifically to General, I thank you a lot for being such a good party leader, or at least a fill-in for a temporary one for what you could have been, and just supporting me throughout all my ideals and everything that I've had set up, and everything I am going to set up, all the plans that I have discussed with you. I really appreciate you being with us. And I do apologize for you losing the primary, but I also like to announce I have won the primary and I will be running for president. And hopefully, just based on how these other parties are acting, that maybe, just maybe, these other parties can decide to support me instead. Well, that's all I have to say. Lemon Shark,
Can I can I come out to the stage and say hi?
who's saying that? I'm kind of facing
Me,
myself.
General D.
You can come to the stage and say hi. You too, Pen.
Hello, I'm General D. I hope you listen to my speech before CiCi's. Okay.
This
Have a
is
good
my
day.
third in command. We know Pentagon. Would anyone like to come up and say anything? Just based on what I've had to say. Well,
I wasn't
Pentagon.
there. I didn't get all of it, so I can't speak.
I went to Taco Bell last week and I bought a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Okay. W menu choice. Personally, I love the chalupa from Taco Bell, by the way. Personal favorite menu item. A lot of nostalgia with it from when I was young. Really good, tasty. I recommend you get one. Other than that, yeah. So I hope you can take what I had to say to heart and actually change on that. Because personally, I don't care if you're older than me or younger than me. I don't care if you're a 20-year-old man or a 13-year-old child. I see you as a child for how you acted. And frankly, I'm ashamed to have to run against you in a party. In a party election. All right. That's all. That's all I had to say. Should I play my soundboard effects now?